Hi, so for this capstone project, I have taken two open data sources. From one is from the Nova Scotia government open data, and one is from the Canadian government open data. So both of them are collision databases, which record each incident that happened, each traffic collision incident that happened, and they collect some data points such as the type of such as the road location and the road configuration, whether it was an intersection or not, and what type of collision happened, how was the injury, and HRM had some data, and the Canadian one had some data, so they were not pretty similar, but I try to bring them as much try to make them as much homogeneous as possible for our reporting purposes. So the files were downloaded from these sources, and they were loaded in our SSIS. And here you can see the full ETL cycle, the pipeline, and the bulk loader loads the files here, as this is where staging files go in, and this is where transformation happens. And try to this is where I try to remove the fields, try to merge the fields, try to replace some values in order to make them as much homogeneous as possible. So just an example, if you see this query, this is a pretty big query that I wrote to make them homogeneous. So after transformation, this is where I read in the dimensions and facts as per the Kimball methodology, and the final fact tables all have integer values, and all are linked to a dimension table. So this is all following Kimball methodology, and as you can see, I'll run the query again. So this the first table is for Canada, second one is for HRM, and as you can see, both have the same fields. So I'll give you a demo of the working ETL pipeline. I'll then truncate these tables, and you can see they're empty. And now let's run our full pipeline. This is a dynamic pipeline, so each time it is run, it will truncate and refill the data. Okay, so that was pretty fast, and let's see. So we have our tables, and from this I've created some views for my reporting layer. Now after the data was loaded, it was then imported into PowerBI, and this report was created. So I have made some measures in DAX. So I have used DAX to create these two new columns, which add the population per million, and then this is the division of collisions by the per million population. So effectively this is collisions per million, and this is the chart that I've created after establishing these relationships. So this is a proper star schema, and the one flanking the fact tables are dimensions, and this is a working example of my final model. So as you can see, the collisions typically dwindle down from January to April, and then they shoot up after April. So there could be many reasons, because summer, the weather becomes more pleasant after April, so people start going out. And let's see for HRM. Well, one limitation was that I had the data only for 2019 for Canada, but I had the data for multiple years in HRM, and this is a pretty interesting visual for each year, and each line represents a year. And since we had only February data for 2022, so we have this tiny line here. And after this, well, here the trend is almost similar, that the accidents dwindle down near April, and then they start shooting up after that. So that was the final model. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.